Boy, oh boy, was there some damning news that came out today about Studio Mappa. And if I had a hazmat suit, I would put it on, because it's about to get very radioactive / toxic, because anytime I or any other people online dare mention Studio Mappa and production issues in the same, sentence, people get very upset. And the reason for that is because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the fact that their favorite studio that, gives them some of their favorite shows of all time, like Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, or just Attack on Titan, they don't want to hear that the staff, the animators, are literally dying at their desk or just being overworked. They don't want to hear that. They want to live in the clouds. They don't want to think about any negatives. They want to just sweep that under the rug while animators are dying at their desk. They get their anime. That's, what a lot of people do. It gets very toxic around this conversation. And so let's just dive headfirst into this. And let's start where it began to where it ended at and where we're at right now. So basically, earlier this morning, this post came out and it kind of started making traction. As you can see here, it had 3,000 likes, and there was this comment that Mappa is in a competition with themselves to create the worst working conditions, which would be literally illegal in most countries that are not Japan. I usually don't talk about this, but it's a miracle that, Gosho Zono and the team is keeping this project alive. FYI, Gosho Zono, if you don't know who this is, this guy right here, he is the current director of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, and I believe he's a full-fledged employee for Studio Mappa now. I could be wrong there, don't quote me on that one, but he is directing a lot of episodes, as you can see here, for Season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. So, getting back into this, so this post came out, started making waves, a bunch of people started commenting on it, and then I saw this post someone made as well, talking about Mappa and Jujutsu Kaisen, and how there was a confidentially signed contract where, the animators that signed this cannot express complaints about production, and then you had, after all this came out, animators actually started speaking out about this. They started talking about this subject. And so let's talk about who these animators are, okay? Let's actually give credible source here for everybody is on the same page. So who is this? Woo KB, okay? If you look at his account, he has over 100,000 followers. That's already a lot of people, but let's link him to the actual thing that he's worked on. So this individual is Shunsuke, as you can see here, and it actually links to the same Twitter account. I'll show it here on screen. Same handle and all that right here. This individual is a famous animator that has worked on quite a few series over the years, as you can see, and you can see the episodes, the key animations, the in-between frames. He's worked on stuff, and there's probably other things that he's not credited for, maybe for freelancer work, etc., but overall, he is a well-known animator. Now, moving into this post, this one right here says, where I am now, it's basically a mess and I'm no good. So people who want to do their best shouldn't get involved. If you want to do something random and get some money, this might be a good place. Although it's a bit of a mess, there are plenty of opportunities and notable works, so it might be good for newcomers to sell their names, but I think it's better for people who want to do their best not to get involved. Now, who is this individual? Well, I have it also pulled up here. This same handle, you can confirm it for yourself, pause the video. Same handle, exactly. This person is Itsuki Tsuchigami, which is worked on, as you can see, a bunch of shows, a big animator in the industry as well, has worked on a lot of shows I actually really enjoy as well. So this is a big name in the industry. This is a big name in the industry. And if you look at this, these posts, they started talking about this around the exact same time as when this stuff started getting talked about. And basically, it all correlates. Now, there is obviously a possibility that maybe they're not related to any degree, but sometimes coincidences happen or things happen like this, and it's the easiest answer is usually the correct one. And I feel like when we look at this, it's all tied together, okay? And so, at first glance, when you see a post like this, or you see a post like this, you're like, oh, it's no credible source, there's nothing else to it. But when you actually have animators saying stuff like this, basically around the exact same time as this post, it starts to make the information seem a little bit more credible. Now, let's get a little bit deeper. What's going on here, okay? So, what exactly is, let's get this all into one ball for we're all on the same page, or rolling down the same road. So basically, Jujutsu Kaisen, or Studio Mappa, is notorious for having production issues. Now, this is obviously not just a Mappa issue, it's pretty much in every studio issue. Hell, look at Zom 100 with Bug Films. Speaks for itself as of late. I mean, there's a lot of studios that have issues. It's not a Mappa issue only. However, it is fair to say that Studio Mappa does wind up getting into a lot more controversies and a lot more drama than normal animators and more, like normal animation studios, because there's constant animators talking out and speaking out about it. And when you have industry veterans like this making posts like this and basically saying, I don't care if you sue me, they're burning bridges, technically. They're risking their very career. And I want to point this out. This individual has worked on quite a few series, okay? Both of these two. And the fact that they're speaking out about this burns their possibility of really working in the industry. Like, maybe companies don't want to work with them anymore. And that's damning to them. But they're still speaking out about it. And it shows just how bad the conditions are for them to even speak out about this. That speaks volumes. And most of the time, animators don't really say anything. So the fact that this is being done, once again, just goes to prove how bad it really is probably at Studio Mappa. They make some of our best anime. I'm not putting down the anime. I'm not saying Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, or Chainsaw Man's bad shows. Great looking shows. Beautiful. They're going to stand the test of time for years to come. But it does not change the fact of what happens underneath the hood to get those series out the gate. It's the same thing with the gaming industry. You know, there's a lot of games that are absolutely amazing, but when they release, you don't really know all the struggles that happen behind the scenes. And it's clear a lot is happening. And this is more or less related to, I'm assuming, JJK and other projects that are currently going on. Now, one other thing that I do want to mention is that there was people talking about Goshizono, and apparently he was complaining about the production as well. And I tried to look him up, and here he is right here, and the link to his account takes it to Studio Gozo, as you can see here. And I couldn't really find anything on him. I went to his replies as well. I couldn't find anything new. So I don't know exactly where people are getting that, Goshizono is, complaining. So I don't know if that's true or not. If anyone actually has his Twitter account, maybe a private account or something that can confirm this, let me know. But I have seen people say that he spoke out about it too today. So that's all I'm saying. But anyways, back on topic. So pretty much Mappa is trying to silence people for anyone that dares speak out about the production. If you want to speak about it, you're silenced. That's crazy. Now, to be fair, if you're an employee at a company, or if you're taking, like, a sponsorship, I understand sponsorships, they don't want you to be negative and stuff like that. Like, I've seen it. As someone that makes YouTube content, and when people, come to me to ask for a sponsorship or whatever, like, they, want me to do a sponsor for them, they say you can't be negative. That's a common tactic. And I feel like a lot of people know this, but some people might not. But it's understandable why, some companies would be like, you can't be negative. That seems like standard practice to a degree. But we got to look at all the things that's been revealed about Studio Mappa over the years. It's not just necessarily a, you need to keep silent about the production or all that. It's more or less just like, they are already taking so much heat they don't want to. And when you have, animators saying that you shouldn't really work here, that's not good for the company. They don't want that. They don't want people saying that. And let's actually explain this one, okay? So, Studio Mappa obviously works on high-profile projects. Attack on Titan, obviously, that's coming out very soon. The last part of it. I mean, JJK right now. And if you're an animator that's new to the industry, having your name attached to one of these titles is huge on your resume. Like, if you're trying to present a portfolio for, what you've worked on, having your name attached to these big series that are very, very popular is huge. It would really benefit you as an animator to have your name associated with it. That's the truth. And that's why a lot of people want to work for Studio Mappa, why a lot of people are freelancers, etc., want to go there, because it allows them to have that on their resume. But the big deal here is that you have animators speaking out saying, yeah, you could try to sell your names, aka put it on your resume, but it doesn't mean it's good. You're going to probably be destroyed and not really like the industry after you work here. And it's just saying it's not worth it in the end. If you're really wanting it on your resume, is it really worth your just sanity in general? So, yeah, there's a lot to really take away from these animators that talked about this today. I was shocked. I did not expect this. I mean, once again, it's a rarity to see animators openly speak out, because they usually keep to themselves, because when they do, they burn bridges. It does burn bridges. And the fact that they're doing this shows that they really are at their limit. They don't care. Now, also, people are probably saying, where's an official source? Where's, Studio Mappa talking about this? Probably where's, Anime News Network, etc. talking about this? They're not going to talk about it. I want to keep it real. I would be very surprised. And the reason for that is because those companies like Crunchyroll and, Anime News Network, or different big companies, so to speak, in the anime industry will never speak out about this. Because if they do, they burn bridges. They burn money. That's the truth. So you'll never actually have those accounts ever talking about it. The best you're ever going to come to official, credible information is these animators talking about it. And, I mean, I don't know what gets more credible than actually having a link to their accounts saying what they've worked on, so it speaks for itself. But I'll leave it at that. Just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention. It looks like JJK is in trouble. I mean, we already kind of knew he was having production issues, but wow. But again, be safe, stay healthy, Chibi out.